Hello YouTube. I got something special for you today. This is my latest find. I went out vintage camera shopping at the flea market and was able to find this early 1900s Kodak Brownie. This looks to be the Kodak Brownie 2 Hawkeye Model C. The only thing that makes me question that is that the resources that I use mentioned that the Model Cs were made in the UK, where this was made in Rochester, New York. This is not the reissue. The reissue was done in brown leatherette, where this is black, just wrapped in cardboard. So this is one of the original Hawkeyes, or whatever Brownie model it would be. It is definitely a later model Brownie, not the original Brownie, but like a Brownie 2 or something along that lines. The reason why it is called the Hawkeye is because it did have a viewfinder that you could look down and through. It's a very simple system, as you can see. Just the lens and the viewfinder. There's no adjustments for the shutter speed. There's no adjustments for aperture. It is just a basic, literally point and shoot. You would hold this basically by your belt buckle or by your belly button, and you would take pictures of whatever you wanted. This was known as an amateur camera. These were originally built for kids of the early 1900s, and they sold for about $1, but because they were relatively cheap at the time for cameras, a lot of people bought them up because they wanted to try this new photography. Because back then photography had only been around and it was only available to people with money, and the cameras were huge, and this really kind of brought the amateur aspect to photography. That's why I love collecting these. I'll show you the back here just to show you that this is a Kodak Eastman product. It takes 120 film, which is still available today, and it was made in Rochester, New York. The very nice thing about this specimen I have found is that the shutter still works. As you can see, I'm just moving this tab up and down. Each time you'd move it one way, that would be taking the exposure. So that would be one picture, you would wind. That would be the next picture, you would wind. Another picture, wind. It's a about a 1/30th of a second shutter speed, I believe. You notice that I've kind of removed the tabs already. It's because I want to actually take this apart in a minute, but I didn't feel like bending these over and over again because I'm horrible about doing videos. I always mess up. Anyways, this tab here, this is what you use to wind the film. This is usually pushed into the camera a little bit farther and actually holds on to the reel that's at the bottom that actually spools the film when it's completely, well, or once it's exposed. On the back here you got the little red window that lets you know when you hit your next frame. Usually a number or a line or an arrow depending on the film you got. And so that's basically it. I mean, this is not a complicated camera whatsoever. And here we're going to open this. There we go. And as you can see, the back is nothing more than just a shell that creates a dark space for the film and has the winder on it, obviously. And here we are in the internals of this beautiful old camera. You would start by putting the film here, pulling it over to the bottom down here and spooling it. And you can see the actual inside of the camera. It's not complicated at all. I'm going to fire the shutter just to show you how quick that shutter speed is, and that it does still work perfectly. You can see here it's got the patent stamped into it, patented in the US February 1st, 1916. Now it's important to note that that is not the manufacture date of this camera. I'm thinking that this was more maybe 1920s, but who knows, it may have been one of the really early ones from the 1916, 1917, 1918, but I'm just not sure. I've contacted Kodak for a little bit more information on this specific model, but unfortunately all the model information is usually on the straps of the Brownies, and obviously this one's missing its strap, so I kind of have to shoot from the hip on what I think it is right now until Kodak gets back to me. But there you go. That's the early days of amateur photography right there. You can collect these for about $20, $15, depending where you get them, depending on their condition. So they're not an expensive camera to collect, but they are somewhat rare just because these are made of cardboard, and obviously cardboard disintegrates, gets older, just if it's not taken care of, if it gets wet, it's ruined. It's just so hard to keep these in decent condition, but this one has survived and has found its way into my possession, which I am so excited about. And the fact that it actually still works, and I'm going to be able to put film into it and take some photos, it's just very, very exciting for me. And this is the oldest camera in my collection. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, or maybe even know somebody selling an original Brownie camera, post it down in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, everybody take care.